Hi guys, Rob at Optimal Bodies again. Today we're going to talk about weight training for women specifically and how men and women differ when it comes to eating and training. So apart from the obvious, that men and women are obviously different, but when it comes to training, their energy systems are different and the way we utilise a fuel source. So what that means is men, when they work out, they use a lot of glycogen, which is carbs. So when they work out, they use a lot of carbs as energy, which is a good thing because then they can afford to eat more and get away with it because they'll refuel what they've used. Unfortunately for women, their bodies try and preserve a lot of glycogen as an evolutionary sort of adaptation, we think. So when they train, unfortunately they'll use a lot more fatty acids rather than carbs. This sounds good, they're burning a lot of fat, but unfortunately they don't burn any carbs, not as many. So when they eat carbs after training, they have that treat or they go for the sweet potato, whatever it may be. They haven't used many from the muscles, so unfortunately the next place will either be liver or fat tissue. So the nutrients will be disposed of it in that manner. So to get around this problem, first of all, you need to weight train. If women are doing some sort of training, we need to avoid the cardio, which if you look at my last video, you'll see why. We need to weight train. One way to do this is to force the body to use carbs. And to do this, we need to go to failure, which is not a tough ask. You get a lot of women in the gym and even a lot of men, they're just going through the motions and then they're putting the weight down, they've still got plenty left. We need to force them last few squeezed out reps where you can only just get it, or if you have a spotter, then you actually true failure. That's when the body reverts to using carbs as an energy source. You've gone through all the fat burning cycle, then it's forced to use the carbs, so it has to use them. I recommend about 8 to 12 repetitions to start off with, because if you go too heavy, then you're not going to get into that carb burning cycle. You use your creatine phosphate cycle first. If you go too light, the stimulus isn't heavy enough, so the body can provide lots of oxygen and it'll use fat. And again, we're trying to get around that problem. Women also have a higher stress levels naturally compared to men. So what this means is you need to keep your volume down your training. That's the amount of work that you do. So a guy could probably get away with training every day. I don't recommend it, but a lot of them do, and they have no problem. They're not knackered or anything like that. For a woman, I do recommend no more than 3 times a week weight training to start with. Obviously, you're in both sides of that spectrum, depending on your previous training, etc., and other stress levels in life. So by doing weight training, that'll naturally keep your stress levels down compared to chronic cardio, which increases cortisol levels chronically, which you don't want them high all the time. There's brief periods where you do want them high, we spoke of before. So keep it down to 3 times a week, go to failure, and then you can afford to eat more carbs after training, depending on your goals. So I hope this helps, and women, get lifting, stay away from that treadmill. Cheers.